So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys like around my kitchen a little bit since this is my first set of YouTube videos. I'm being ambitious today. I'm gonna make a second meal for you guys, all ketogenic again. This is my kitchen. I keeps it real. I don't edit shit. I don't give a fuck. If you don't like my shit, keep it moving. This is my weird little altar area. I bought those candles when the hurricane was coming through. I live in South Florida. It never came. The candles never left. So that's there. I do have dishes. I'm a fucking human being, bro. Like, I just made those steaks. Those are gonna sit there too, because it's not about, the act. I just want you guys to get good recipes and understand the ketogenic diet. I started off and I lost 37 pounds. This is my second round on keto. I'm down about 12 pounds. I've been going up and down the past 2 days because I haven't been eating at the right times of day. But we're gonna tighten up on hitting macros, and we'll talk about all that type of stuff soon. I'm gonna make a soup. Right now I have this cooking stock. It's just chicken stock, pre-made. I usually get low sodium on the keto diet. However, you want to have a little bit of salt intake, so this will be fine. It does have 1 gram of carbs. That's per cup. You'll probably eat 2 cups per serving. It does have some protein, so we're going to be okay there. So I have that. We talked about this already, the handy dandy garlic. I have the paste and I have the chunky. I'm gonna use what's left of this, and I like it to be a little bit spicy, leaving the garlic a little bit raw, so I'll use some of that as well. I have some sazon packets. I do like this one with saffron in it. If you've ever had like a Cuban sopa de pollo, you'll notice that it's really yellow, and that comes from the saffron threads. So I'm gonna use that. I like to use white pepper. I may use a little bit of garlic powder. I'll also use cracked black pepper. This is my shit right here. If you like soups and you like spicy stuff, this is a chili oil, so it's like highly concentrated spicy chili oil. Super freaking good. I might reserve that and add it on my own personal portions because I don't want my fiance to get too hot with all the jerk and all the spice, but I like spicy. So I have an onion. Most people avoid these on keto, but like, bro, you gotta have some onion. So chill out. Just don't eat heavy carbs all day. I usually try to save mine for like something indulgent, like a dessert or something like that. So I will be adding an onion. I have some organic celery. This is literally just water. There's nothing in celery. So just for some content and some crunch, I have, I'm gonna use the word carcass. It's pretty fucking gross, but that's what this is. Which I'll be boiling with the stock so that it gets a little bit more rich and a little more natural and flavorful. I'll also be pulling the rest of this meat. I have some other chicken meat to add here as well. And I want to introduce you guys to Pasta Frickin' Zero. This is like a keto lifesaver. I just want you to see, this says 5 grams of carbs, right? We're literally talking 5 grams of carbs for a serving, and that's really not a lot. So we're gonna subtract the dietary fiber because remember, we're counting net carbs. So 5 minus 2 equals 3. That's for 2/3 of a cup. So a little under a cup of these noodles for 3 grams. So not bad. In total, you'll probably be consuming about 6 to 8 grams of carbs depending on your portion size for this meal. And that's that. I'm gonna start chopping and stuff, and let you guys watch some of the techniques that I use. We need a knife. We got the onion. Gotta get set up here. I have to invest in a good camera. I haven't done that yet. My apologies. So here we go. I have a wok. I like to cook my soup in a wok. I just washed this. What you're seeing inside is just water. As this pan preheats, that water will cook off. I'm gonna come down here. This is my oven. I actually don't like this oven. I rent, so this is what I was dealt. because everything gets stuck in there and you got to clean it like 5 times a day, and I cook a lot. So anyways, here we go. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna add to the big size burner. You want the whole burner to be heating, not just the small part. I'm gonna put this on like a medium heat. I'll probably run it at 5, so halfway. This is gonna sit here for now until the water evaporates. Once it evaporates, I'm gonna add in there some butter and probably some olive oil. So as that's preheating, we're gonna get set up here. Wanna make sure you can see my hands, dog. All right, cool. So here's the onion. I actually realized the other day that not a lot of people actually really know how to cut an onion. So there's a top and a bottom. This part where the little roots are, that's the bottom. This part is the top of the onion. So what you're gonna wanna do is lay the onion down, and you're actually gonna cut the top part of the onion off. There's a right way to hold a knife. I don't know if you know that yet, but we could do that in another lesson. Just keep your fingers away, cut down, and we're gonna disregard this part of the onion. Now, what I do, because I'm gonna do a dice on this onion, is I'll then cut the onion in half this way. So, up and down. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Awesome. Now you're left with 2 halves. Now if you see the way that these bands run, they run like this, the layers of the onion. So it's almost like it's pre-cut for you. I'm gonna turn it on its side, and to dice, all I'm gonna have to do is cut this way and then turn and cut this way. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. Try to get those roots out of the way. Onions can be a little bit sloppy and annoying, and sometimes they make you cry like your baby daddy. So now what I do is I leave this part on as an anchor. I have something to hold on to now. I don't have to risk cutting my fingers or anything like that. So I lay it down and I hold this part right here, and then I come in and I cut this way and then come back and cut across. So let me do that right now. By the way, I'm not a professional cook. I'm not a chef. I didn't go to Le Cordon Bleu. I did get accepted though, hey. But it's really expensive, so I opted out because I think I just have some natural born skills here. I've learned from family members. And yeah, if you know how to cook, you know how to cook. I don't think it's something you can really be taught. You're either born with a good palate. Well, you can be taught. What am I talking about? Why are we here? Yeah, so this is good. If you see, look, that's it, dude. It's ready to go. Those layers, they are already cut in the other direction for us. Sometimes if I'm feeling really saucy, I'll go over this just like one good time to give it a nice chop. And that's really it. So the onion's ready. I'm not gonna overdose on onion. I'm gonna reserve this other half. I might use it for the steak that we prepared earlier. So I'm gonna set that aside. I can show you inside of my refrigerator. It's not that organized right now, but I ain't really got no shame. So top row, I try to keep like all of my dairy products. And here is like eggs, some weirdo stuff that I made the other day. I have like drinks and stuff like that. Condiments obviously in the door. And right now we're gonna grab some butter. I usually use Kerrygold butter. See, I do use fresh garlic too, so calm down. But today I'm gonna use the this European style butter. This one is unsalted. I'm gonna use that because we're adding seasonings and salts. So I'm gonna grab that, bring it over to our station that we're working at, right back over to the pot. The pot's getting hot. You see there's no water inside of it anymore. That's what you want. You never wanna put anything into like a dead pan. It's freaking weird. I don't know why people do that or why no one ever corrected that. Like, you don't want to put anything into an unpreheated pan. Always want to preheat the pan, and in most things in life, it needs to be worked up a little bit. So I'm gonna grab my butter. I'm gonna cut a nice, probably 2 tablespoons of butter right now. Here it is. There are measurements on this butter, just so you're aware. A lot of people don't know that, but if you look here, 1, 2 tablespoons, 3, this might be about 4 tablespoons, but that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead, set that aside, and place the butter in the pan. It's on 5, so look, it's hot, it's melting. It's fine if it browns a little bit. I'm gonna add the onions in now too. What you need to do is just pick up your whole cutting board, bring the cutting board over to the pan, and slide the onions in. You hear that noise? That's what you want to hear. Awesome. Now I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit because I think it's a little too high. I've turned it to 3. I have a spatula right here. This is a spatula. Hi. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna work the onions a little bit. You want them to get translucent, not really caramelized. It's okay that the butter browned a little bit. Frankly, it was a little bit high, and that's okay. So here we go. We're gonna let those cook down. And we're also gonna get the celery going right now. Typically, I would prep both before I even start this, but for the purposes of recording this video, I've decided to do everything in live action. So, the celery, I'm grabbing out this little bundle here. These are like the hearts. I'm gonna cut the tips off. They're browned. If you see, they were pre-cut. I don't want to eat that shit. I'm gonna throw it away. Usually you're gonna want to wash this stuff here, so let's open them up. And that's that. We're gonna take that here, a couple here, and we're just gonna chop some nice pieces of celery. They don't have to be too thick or too thin. Now, it's a soup. You don't want to eat this big ass fucking thing in your mouth while you're chumming on a bowl of soup. So let's just keep like this size. It's probably about 1/4 of an inch, and that's good. Grab it, throw it in with the onions. These need to soften a little bit. I'd like them to pick up a little bit of that butter flavor. So let's throw those in. And I'm gonna discard of this. Same thing. Take them. You want to do like a rocking motion when you're cutting, like rock, 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 rock. And then if you go like this with your hand, you can't cut yourself no matter what. So like just keep your fingers out of the way and keep it flat like this. Can't cut myself, can't cut myself. Just gotta make sure your thumb is out of the way and your pinky. So there you go. Let's get these bad boys in. I'm gonna give it a little stir again. We did turn it down to 3, so we're not really like going crazy with the heat. Looks nice. Come back. I like this part, so I'm gonna keep it in my recipe, but y'all do as you will. Some people don't want it, and that's okay too. You don't have to have it. Cooking doesn't have to be a science. I was just talking about this earlier. Be innovative, try new things, do stuff to your liking. You don't have to follow every recipe. Even in baking, as long as the fundamentals are there, because like for example, you don't want to put baking soda instead of baking powder, your cake's not gonna rise. But if it's chocolate and you wanted to add blueberries and vanilla instead, do it, adapt, make it however you want. So this is working in the pan, stirring it up right now, and let's just keep it working on number 3. I'm gonna add seasonings at this point. I feel that they come alive a little bit more if you allow them to get hot. So I'm gonna take these packets, just do like that so that all the seasoning comes to the bottom of the packet. Open them both up simultaneously. I give it a little squeeze so that the pouches open up on both sides. This has saffron. Saffron does stain stuff, including like your fingers for maybe a few hours. So if you're going somewhere, wear gloves or try not to get this on your hands. I'm gonna go ahead and pour those both in. And I'm gonna throw this away immediately so it doesn't stain my countertops and whatnot. So, here we are, nice and seasoned. I'm gonna go ahead and move that around and work it in the pan. Let the butter take control of that seasoning. Start getting nice and lovely. So that's good there. We're gonna come back over and I'm gonna take some of this cracked black pepper. I get this one at Aldi, the Stone Mill one. I like it because like it comes, ooh, hey little sassy son of a bitch. It comes in its own pepper mill. So I don't have to dick around. I just like to use it till it's gone and then throw it out. Just like your ex. Just kidding. But here, crack it over. I'm gonna be generous because you gotta remember this is gonna be a lot of broth. There's 2 cartons over there, and I actually have some beef stock that I might add just to make it a little bit more rich. So go crazy. I shake it off at the end a couple times, 3 times you're playing with it, right? Put that up. It's time for the garlic, handy dandy. We talked about this before. The reason I first ever bought this garlic is because of a soup recipe that I was making. So I think it works extremely well when making soups because it literally just like evaporates or whatever, displaces, I don't know what you want to call it, emulsifies. It does its thing, dude. It gels, it goes with the soup, it just blends in. It's so good. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna open it up like that. And then I'm gonna squeeze it over the top. This is just like your toothpaste. You might have to stick your finger up its ass a little bit. Again, it might be like your ex. I don't know. I don't know why I'm going off about that, but it's funny to me at least. And all that, that's all that really matters. Cause guess what? It's my fucking channel, bitch. So, the garlic's in there. Work that shit up. Blend it in. There's gonna be like layers of garlic. I really like garlic. I'm sure most people do. Like, if you don't like garlic, like you probably have like something wrong. I don't know. Missing like a fucking chromosome or some shit. Aldi again. Aldi's cheap, bro. And they don't do like GMO and all that crap. So I like to shop there. This is the Stone Mill again. A little bit of ground garlic. Just for a good measure. Put a couple sprinklings of that. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up. Now, I used to make a wonton soup and this other Asian soup that I really like. And I use white pepper in those recipes and I tend to really love it. So I'm gonna use white pepper in this recipe as well. Or in addition to the black pepper. So just a little bit. Like, this is spicy white pepper, so chill out. I said chill out. I'm gonna put it up. It has a very distinct flavor too. So there we go. Not too much, just enough. Now this is starting to get lovely over here. I just want to show you the colors are changing here. Things are getting to be a little bit translucent. The vegetables are softening a little bit. They will continue cooking in the broth because it's kind of gonna boil a bit, so it's okay. They don't need to really cook like all the way, but just get a little color on them, let them absorb some flavor, and that's that. So my next step here is gonna be the chicken. So let's talk about this. I don't like throwing shit out if I don't have to. I like being creative and repurposing food. So this chicken is going to be used in this soup. I'll keep this whole and set it in here. So I'm just gonna drop that beast in there. We got another one right here. There she is. I'm gonna put it in there. Be careful too, because you know they tie the legs up. You don't want nobody to choke on that, man. They might sue your ass. So here we go. We're deboning the rest of it. This is a thigh. I'm gonna try to get as much meat off of this carcass as possible. Because again, why waste food? Like, there's just no reason. Even if we don't eat all this soup tonight, like, I will go back to it over the weekend. It's a quick and easy meal to grab. It's satisfying. In Florida, it's like not fall, even though it's fall. It's never really cold here, so I couldn't say like it's a nice meal to warm up to, but for the rest of the nation, probably. So yeah, I just hand pull this. This is mostly dark meat because we did pack this rotisserie chicken for lunch on yesterday, Thursday. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue on here. Here's another drum because there was 2 chickens and we combined them. So I'm gonna add this drum in here as well, whole. Here's some more meats. And yeah, you're just gonna continue on doing that until you have the carcass pulled. Normally, I would throw this whole carcass in this broth and boil it up. But I'm not gonna do that today just because there's not enough meat on it really. The bones do flavor the broth, but I think we're gonna be good here. We have a lot of flavor going on already. So yeah, there's that. This right here is like the best part of the chicken. It's called the oyster. It's right above the thigh. It's like this little, it's like this little fucking crevice, this little concave area right here. And this is what comes out of it. And oh, it's like the most tender part of a chicken. I don't give a fuck. It's amazing. So yeah, underrated part of the chicken. I'm gonna throw it in my soup and just continue working away here. If you're making this recipe and you don't have the leftover chicken, just buy a rotisserie chicken or whatever. You can put raw chicken in this as long as you cook it and boil it in the broth. That's fine too. Or poach it, whatever. And yeah, I'm just gonna continue plucking away here. Try to salvage as much as possible. There's no reason to waste any of this delicious animal. You could make this vegetarian. If you're doing vegan, keto, then God bless you, because I don't know what the fuck you're eating. You can't. So quit pretending, quit fronting. We all know that you get that Papa John's and McDonald's. There you go. All right, dude, I think we're good here. So I'm gonna get rid of the rest of this. I'm gonna show you guys what's in here. I just need to wash up really quick. And I'm gonna dispose of the rest of this carcass and a couple of other things that I had lingering. I think the best thing to do is clean as you go. You have to clean as you go. So, here we are. We have the chicken in here, those vegetables, the seasoning, which is now flavoring some of the chicken up. If you don't like bones in your food, that's fine too. Quit being a puss. Take that meat off the bone. That's all. Like, I don't think I have to instruct you on that, but I know some of you are special as fuck. So, this is ready to groove, dude. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add in the broth right now and just let this kind of simmer away for a little while. And that's really it. Once it's done, I'll make a little video. This is convenient as fuck. That's it. The little claws in here pierce the foil, and that's that. So I'm just gonna add this in. It's not that serious, just add it in. If you give it a squeeze, come out faster. That's good. And like I was saying before, I actually have a little bit of beef broth in here. And I'm gonna grab it out because we could totally use it. And I think I have one more plate of breast meat as well. Here we go, yeah. So there's chicken in here, and I made collard greens with bacon and bacon fat and all that stuff. I'm gonna add this beef broth in just to kind of give like a more rich flavor. This is a lot of soup, a little bit more than I was expecting from one carton. So I don't think I'm actually gonna utilize the second carton of broth. I'll just use this beef broth right here. And that's it. These are good to go. This is gonna sit here and just cook away till my man gets home. I'm gonna add in this chicken. Yeah, money. It's literally just chicken and collard greens. Literally, I can just go like this with it, break it up by hand. To be honest with you, I could probably throw these collard greens into this soup. That's why I like soup. It's like really versatile. You can just put everything but the kitchen sink in it, and it's gonna come out good. It's gonna be soothing, and it's gonna have a homey vibe that just set it off for you. So I might end up doing that at the end. I don't want it to get bitter. Collard greens can be bitter. Yeah, now we got meat, baby. Oh yeah. Awesome. There we go. And that's it, man. Ketogenic chicken soup in the works. This is gonna cook. I got it on 3. I'm gonna turn it up to 4. And at the end, we're gonna come back. We'll add this Pasta Zero. There's a better brand. I forgot what it's called, but I will share that with you guys. Pasta Zero. We're gonna add some of this. This is the paste, not the chunky. This is gonna add a nice kick of garlic. It's like a fresh raw kick of garlic. And we may add a little bit of hot chili oil as well. I'm not sure yet. So yeah, I appreciate everybody watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. And I hope you're learning things from me. Like I said, I'm not a freaking professional. I just do my thing. I freestyle. I don't edit shit. If you like it, come fuck with me. If you don't, psh, then go fuck off. It's cool. I don't care. My feelings don't get hurt. So love you all, and see you soon. Peace.